This conference will now be recorded.
Right. So if we wanted to create Microsoft this Azure free account, we need to have one of the account which we need to. Oh, come on, someone is calling. So just a minute. This is right. Wrong time. Fine. So link won't change, guys. You know one thing. Fine. So to create Azure free account, we need to have one of the email ID like Hotmail.com, Live.com, MSN.com, Outlook.com, any of this. Like it's not even mandatory to have these email IDs, but they're recommending to have these email IDs to subscribe to their free subscription. Okay. So if you don't have it, you can create, or else you can use your Gmail account also. But recommendation to have, this is a email ID you want to, you should have it. That's what Microsoft is recommending it. So let's quickly create one. So I'll do right from the scratch, guys. If even if you have it, let's create one, and I'll use that account for creating the free subscription. I'll tell you all the tips and tricks how you can actually manage your bill also. Like you should not pay unnecessarily. You have to destroy the resources. How do you destroy right after you practice? Every time you practice, you have to recreate it. So I'll tell you the tricks to you when you practice entire month, you no need to pay more than $15 for US case. 215 is too much. For Indians, 400 is too much. So I'll tell you the tips and you have to follow it. If you follow it, you never pay the bill more than that. Okay. You practice entire month, still your bill will be under absolutely control. But you have to follow the tricks, what I'm going to tell you guys. Okay. Fine. So I'm going to create one of this account, and it's not mandatory, but better recommendation Microsoft is doing actually. Create Azure free subscription. Let's do this. I mean, just Azure free account. So they clearly mentioned that on their website, just for the sake of information, basically. So what we need to have, basically, one of the Microsoft email ID, somewhere they have mentioned. Anyway, so yeah, this is a rare their recommendation to have this email ID. Like I'm going to create one Outlook account quickly, and I'm going to use that Outlook account for subscribing the account, like Azure free account. I'll tell you all the steps anyway. Then we will go through the portal. I mean, you created a free account, so what and all you need to familiarize to work with the Azure subscription. So then I'll finish up all of that today. Tomorrow we'll get into the more of technical discussions once this is done, right? So I'm going to create quickly one Outlook account very quickly, and then I'm going to use that Outlook account for subscribing the free subscription. Let's do that. So create Outlook account. So I'm going to create one. I'll already have multiple accounts, but anyway, I'm going to show that how do you create very quickly. This is simple anyway. Anyone can do this, but anyway, I wanted to just bring everyone on the same page. If you don't have it, you can create it quickly and then use it. If not, you can use your Gmail ID also. It's just the recommendation Microsoft is asking us to keep this account. So ravinderb.be41 outlook.com. So I'm going to give you a password. Just next, and your first name, last name, and your. I'll give you a random kind of. It'll load some interactive image to correct it. Let's see. Please solve the puzzle. change the audio, right? We just have to make it when the image is the correct, you have to touch done kind of. It's good. It's taking us to the next step after that. So it is just verifying that we are not a robot. Right, Outlook account is almost created. So I'm going to use this account for creating the free subscription. Let's do that. So if someone wanted to use a Microsoft account, just quickly create it and use it. I mean, you just have to create what you are going to use it with your, as if your favorite email ID, just create with that and use this one. So the account what I created is this one, ravinder.be41 outlook.com. So now I don't need this anymore. Now I'm going to create the free account. The free account what we see here. So I clearly mentioned everything. You get this URL. With this URL, you land into this page directly. And like after that, what are the screenshot I'm going to discuss? Everything I mentioned in the document, I'm going to share this document. It is very simple to create, guys. So some doubts. If you have some doubts, if you create a free subscription, you get $200 credit for 1 month. For Indians, it is a 13,000 rupees per 1 month is free. Of you can subscribe any, you can create any service to to practice basically. To know about any service, you can create and you can use the free credits. You never get billed for 30 days. After 30 days, you use it, you don't use it, doesn't matter. They will expire. So better to don't create the account today right after the class. You have to wait. I mean, there are few more classes. I have to come with the practicals. Then you start creating your account. I'll tell you when to create. So after today's class, don't create it because you lose one day unnecessarily. So I'll tell you two class after two classes we go into get into much of practical discussion. There you need definitely account to explore what I'm trying to discuss in the class. So better you wait for 2 more days to create the account. But anyway, I'm running through all this because you need to know. So if you create your free subscription, you get $200 credit at a free of cost, and that will be there for 1 month. For Indians, 13,000 rupees will be loaded, and that will be there for 1 month itself. There are certain services which are 12 months free. Okay, I'm going to show this, and I'm going to show always free, which are very small in nature. We don't use these small services for any real-time practices, basically. Okay, it's not something we can use it and then claim this always free kind of. It's not much of use for us. So, but anyway, these are all at least free for us to use for certain days, but they are very small in nature. They won't help you much. So, see, there are some questions everybody will have it. Like, if I create, what happens kind of? Do I pay anything to start with a Azure free account? No, actually, you don't need to. Even you don't need to pay anything as long as you turn into your free subscription to pay as you go. It is you have to do that. Then only the bill will start. So by default, you will get a free subscription, and that free subscription will, will end after 1 month because the credits will get overlapped or else, elapsed. After that, you have to upgrade to pay as you go, subscription to use the services basically to create the bigger services. So if you don't upgrade it, you don't get the bill. You don't need to worry about that. At least if you wanted to use, you have multiple credit cards, you can create multiple accounts and get the multiple 200 credits and practice it if you wanted. But one credit account, different emailer also it used to accept, but now you have to verify. I'm not sure on that one. Microsoft used to accept before. One credit card, create multiple email accounts, and then use the same credit card. It used to accept, but now just you have to verify that how they are doing in that direction. Maybe they are verifying or not. So 12 months, there are certain services free for 12 months. And after 12 months, you definitely have to turn into pay as you go for to use this small services also. And after $200 credit is over within a month, you never actually you cannot consume $200 or 13,000 rupees in a month because you are limited to 4 CPUs maximum. You cannot claim beyond 4 CPU service anything with a free subscription. If you pay as you go, you can consume more CPUs, but if it is a free subscription, you can consume only up to 4 CPUs to practice. If 4 SIP is already you consumed for a VM, next VM you cannot create anymore, because it is a free subscription, and with a free subscription you can only use the 4 CPUs. After example, if the 200 credit dollars is over, or 13,000 rupees are over in a month, you have to turn into pay as you go. Generally, you cannot consume that much of amount in a month with a 4 CPU resources. It is not possible. Anyway, if it gets over for any reason, you have to turn into pay as you go to use it. So here, what I need to sign up for a free account? All you need is a phone number, credit card or debit card. Debit card is actually sometimes they don't accept it. It's good that they are added this debit card kind of concept. And a GitHub account for Microsoft user name, and only credit cards are accepted in Hong Kong and Brazil. Maybe it seems like these two regions, they went with the credit card. If they're accepting debit card, it's good enough. See, Microsoft will never charge you unnecessarily if you don't create any resources. You have to be very careful. I'm going to tell you the tips anyway, how you can manage your account at lower cost, basically lowest cost I can say. Maximum 400 rupees, maximum 10 to $12 entire month. I'll tell you when I'm discussing itself. Every day I'll remind that. Use this way to not to get that unnecessary charges. Okay, this you just for your idea's sake I've discussed all of that. Let's move with the account creation. Click on the start free, then it will land with the next page asking the email ID. Okay, so here is asking the email ID. The email ID I just created, ravinderb41 outlook.com, right? You can create, you can use any email ID, but the recommendation is to create one of this email ID. It is recommendation. They're not making it mandatory, but recommendation. Right, so I'm giving the same password what I have used before. So now it is taking me the sign in process. There are 4 steps to activate your account. There are 4 steps basically. I'm going to explain each step, and I have the screenshot, entire screenshot. You click on this, it will ask you the email ID and password. Then it will come you to this 4-step process. First, you have to identify yourself. So I'm from India, the region, it detected automatically, and first name, last name, email address, and the phone number. You have to give the phone number. It's mandatory and it should be valid phone number. Okay, and ask it to text me. Okay, I'm just going to click on text me, then it is going to text me, then that OTP I have to enter, then it will take me to the next step. So it is second step, mobile verification. It is first step itself. We are on the first step. I got a verification code already, 437. Right. So now, right. Oh, they're not asking anything. Good enough. Agree the terms. Anyway. Okay, next. Organization self. You can keep it self. Okay, fine. So your country of region, your name, last name, email ID, phone number, and organization keep it self, and agree the terms. Hit next. It will take you to the next. I verified mobile number. Actually, that was the next step actually. Anyway, let's see where it is taking us. It will go to the identify your credit card. Next. First step, your details and phone number. Next step is phone number, the text identification. Then it will take you to the credit card. Then it will take you to the agree the terms and conditions. That's it. Fourth step. So I'm not going to use my credit card details on the recording. It is recording is going on. So the steps are like this. First, you keep your details like your country of region, first name, last name, and phone number, organization. That's it. And then the second step is you have to verify your mobile. And third step is your credit card. And fourth step is agree the terms and conditions. You have to agree the terms and conditions and sign up. Once you sign up, it takes 1 hour, it takes 48 hours also to activate the account. Generally, they do it very quickly, but sometimes they might take time also. That is happening nowadays. because of the pandemic. But before pandemic, if you create an account, it will get activated within an hour. That used to happen, but now they are doing it quickly. They are doing late also for some people. That both the things I heard, because when people contact me, I tell them that wait for some more time. But anyway, you also wait some time, maybe it hardly 1 hour or 1 day. If it is exceeding 48 hours is the maximum window they have an SLA to activate your account. That is SLA that they have it. So, but before that, they'll do it. Mostly they do it 99%. 1% probability they might take 48 hours also. It is possible. You have to wait for that because they have that SLA of activating the account next 48 hours. But they don't take that long. Okay, good enough. You signed up, then you will enter into your account. So once you enter into account, what and all we need to know. That's the main discussion for us. So this I'm discarding right now because I cannot enter my credit card details on the recording. Just you have to enter your first name, last name, card number, expiry dates and all, CVV and address line. You can absolutely give it. No one will misuse this information. Microsoft is such a trustworthy company. You don't need to worry about it. You can give it. Everybody will give it anyway to subscribe the account. Right, let's enter into account, my account, and then I'll explain what and all you need to know as part of the portal to do any job. It is simple, but you have to know all of the options that are available in the portal. Portal, it will land with the portal. Let me explain once it is loaded. Right, this is how it looks like. The portal looks like this. These are all, top bar options. You see this here, and left side options you have to build yourself. I'm going to tell you that how we can build our own favorite services to quickly connect and do the job. Okay, I'm going to talk about every single option. If you know these options, you can easily manage the real time. That's it. I mean, the portal, any profile you are from, you can absolutely do whatever I'm going to discuss today. I mean, you need to aware of all this. So example, this is something is like a search, quick search bar. If you are trying to look for any service and you don't know the service or to reach kind of, you just search for it here. You'll get the service easily. You can reach the service easily from there. So example, I wanted to create any SQL service related, SQL related services. Just I typed SQL, you see all the SQL related services popped up. You can see here, right? So these services actually, whatever the service you wanted to create, just click on that and reach that service and create it whatever the service you wanted to create. Okay, fine. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in, I'm going to type network example. All network related. The keyword wherever whatever the service you see here is a there is a network inside in it. Okay. So now if I go again virtual machine, you'll get like this. If I go with these free services, what are the free services we seen in the beginning, right? Free, see free services. You click on this, it will take you to all free services that are available in Azure Cloud for 12 months for always free kind of, right? So here if you wanted to search anything, this is the quickest search. I don't use it. No, you don't use it after this class anyway to search for something. We have other better options to do that. But anyway, as a new guy, like if you wanted to search any service very quickly, you can search it from here. But we don't use this. We have other better ways to, not to search again and again. But as a beginner, you need to know what exactly the search. If you wanted to search any service from here, you can absolutely search from here basically anything, any service that you just know the name, it will just type it, you'll get all the services related to that keyword. We can connect to that service easily and do the job from there onwards. Okay, so if I go with the SQL server, whatever is SQL server related, you are wherever SQL server SQL is mentioned, you get that service popped up in the search list. So this is quick service, guys, quick search kind of thing for you for reaching any service. If I wanted to go SQL and then SQL database or SQL server, I'll click on this and this will open up. I'll create the server, and then or else if I already have the servers, I'll do whatever I wanted to, what is requested by the application. You can quickly reach that service anyway. But we don't search all the time. It's a one-time activity. I'll tell you the better alternatives of the search anyway. Next, Cloud Shell. Cloud Shell has two things. We have a Bash shell, we have PowerShell. So bash shell to interact with the Linux VMs or Unix VMs. The PowerShell is for the Windows machines. We have the automation discussions, guys. We have 5 types of automation in the cloud. We're going to discuss all of that. We're going to discuss about PowerShell automation. We're going to discuss about runbooks automation. We're going to discuss about on-prem SQL agent automation. We're going to discuss logic of automation. We're going to discuss Azure Elastic Agent jobs. There are 5 different types of automation. We have it to automate certain things on the SQL server, basically. These are all 5 channels we're going to discuss in our environment. So one of the automation method is PowerShell. We can use PowerShell to do anything in the cloud. So how do you use the PowerShell to create the services? How do you modify using the PowerShell? That something is the last topic for us. Automation is the last topic. Okay, there I'll discuss about all about automation. You don't need to worry about. So this I'm going to skip for now. And the domain. Active Directory. Active Directory also we don't discuss. These two we don't discuss for today because they are the different topics and they'll take you to different direction. As a beginner, you don't understand. So this is Active Directory. I'm going to create an on-prem Active Directory. I'm going to migrate all of the users to the cloud, and the users which are migrated from cloud on-prem to cloud, they'll use the same username password to connect to the cloud. Even in your company also the same thing will happen. If you have the cloud environment, your account will be migrated to cloud Azure Active Directory, and you can use your same account to connect to the Azure also. How that happens, how we can integrate our account to the cloud services, that comes in the future classes. How you can migrate on-prem domain, how you can migrate the users and integrate with the cloud services to communicate and do the job. We're going to talk about that. See, everything what we need to know as a SQL DBA, I'm going to cover every corner of it. You just need to follow the class. That is very important. You can work independently. I mean, you have to know all the services and you will know after the class anyway. I'm going to spend in all directions anyway, including the Active Directory. This bell symbol is something, if you deploy any service, it won't deploy straight after it. Okay, it takes at least 2 to 3 minutes to create a service, whatever you deploy. When it is deploying it, if it is successful, good enough. If it is failed, where do I troubleshoot? In the bell symbol only. You click on the bell symbol and what services you deployed and what services successful, what services are failed, it will display for us. Anyway, I'm going to create one VM at the end of the class. I'm going to show that how it is going to display the progress of the VM creation. Okay, we'll see that. So for now, let's move to here. This is setting. Setting is like your personal account setting, how you wanted to see it basically. So directories and subscriptions, if you see, I created these many active directories. A lot of active directories I have created myself for practice purpose and for even class purpose also. We're going to create one active directory also for our discussions. So this is about general information. To how do you switch from your current active directory to other? That is active directory discussion only. I don't want to get into that side right now. Let's click here. Just click on the gear symbol. Click on the appearance. This is important for us. The appearance is very important, especially. This is your desktop kind of. How you wanted to see your subscription when you are into the subscription, basically. Okay. So if I look at here, fly out. Okay, these options will be gone. See, you see left side, you just observe it. If I click on this, if I apply it, this will be gone. Left side options are gone because you said that you know, if I wanted to see that option, I had to click on this burger option. There is an option here. You see this one? I'll get it. If I click it anywhere, it is gone. It is hiding up every time. Every time I wanted to see that window, I have to click on that. I'll browse the service and connect. So that way it will fly out so that you'll get the more screen space. No, I don't want that. Every time I wanted to click on that, I don't want. I wanted to dock it. How do I dock it? Basically, just go to the again appearance and then docked. Click on the docked and apply. It will be there here as a like as a sticky thing kind of. It will be there here. It won't get hidden. If you wanted to get it hidden, you can manually do it like this. You can do like that if you wanted. But when you docked it, it will display like this. It will be there. At the left side, as the entire window will be all the time will be showing to you basically. If you wanted to place it here, place it. If you don't want, hide it. It's up to you how you wanted to see it. Then theme. What is the theme you wanted? See, if I look at this one and apply, you see that this is getting changed. You see this one? The entire look and feel will change with the theme. Whatever the theme you wanted, just to go with it. Generally, I'll go with the blue itself. So if you see this one, you see like this. If we go with the here, see it is changing in the background. If I go here, the entire thing is got blocked. Dark mode. It is up to you what looks to you good, and then just follow it. It's not something there is you have to follow this kind of. It is a personal choice, anyone's choice. I'll go with the blue always. It's my choice. But anyone you wanted to change your theme, you can change it according to your interest. And contrast, I never use it, guys. This is I don't see it looks like this. And if you go with the block contrast, it'll even looks like this. If you wanted to go with it, go with it. I mean, this kind of information, but I always keep it none for myself. Okay. Startup, where you want it to load. When you connect to the your account every day, you want it to load into home or dashboard. What is a home? What is dashboard? You have the dashboard here and home. I'm going to explain. We have a lot of time to discuss here. I'll come to this side. Let me finish this side. I'll come back to this side and discuss. We always load into dashboard only because we are going to create some services to monitor from the dashboard. How do you monitor from the dashboard? How we can make your meaningful dashboard to monitor the environment? I'm going to tell you that. So dashboard is something important for us. So keep it dashboard all the time. Home page is static page. It is nothing much like you get a one static page all the time. So better to enter into the dashboard. When you log into your portal, you want it to land into dashboard instead of the home page. That is the only thing. And in which directory you want it to load into all the time when you connect. So this is my default Active Directory. I'll keep it this one itself. Okay. So whatever the account you create, the subscription, keep it as that as a default Active Directory for you. Okay. By default, you will get an Active Directory service along with your account. So when the discussions we will start towards the Active Directory, we'll spend time there. For now, let's skip the directory part. You don't understand right now. Language and region. Don't change it. It is the universal and where everywhere people use it. English in the United States. Keep it as it is. So if you wanted to hear from anything from Microsoft, let it be here. I would like to hear from new things, whatever it is, just notifications. Signing up, this is important again. So basically in the real time, if you log into your portal and you forgot to lock your laptop, anybody can do anything with your account. It asks to log off from your laptop if it won't find any activity in the account, like you're not clicking anywhere in this one. I'm in a different tab. So if you don't click anywhere, if you don't do any activity in the browser in this portal, then it will log you off automatically in next 15 minutes. I highly advise keep it 15 minutes only. Don't go beyond it. Why? Because even you don't unlock, it will log you off automatically. That's something good. In the cloud, with our accounts, you can damage lot of things which you can lose your job with that. So you don't damage it anyway because you know that importance of it. If your colleague is not good with you, maybe something, I'm just telling an example, and you went away without locking your laptop, he does something, you lose your job. Yes, you can, it can happen. So better to security reasons, better to go with a 15 minutes log off only. I always keep that, and I recommend all of you to keep that when you are working in the real time. Keep it 15 minutes only so that it will log you off automatically. Whenever you wanted it back again, you have to log in again. That's good enough, you can log in. But someone damaging something and then they are making you to lose your job is definitely not good. So better to keep it 15 minutes. So this is all about this, guys. Language and region and information, any kind of information you wanted to get on this email ID, you can get it. And that is from the Microsoft anyway. And language preferences. The portal is made in a lot of language basically. Some regional people are actually they don't speak English and they don't want to use English. In that case, the portal is made in different language for those people especially. So if you are from different language and you wanted to use that, just select it and apply, and all options will turn into that language. Okay. So yes, keep it English by default. If you know English well, then that's it. I mean, just for the information. Fine. This is all about the gear symbol, and this is something we're going to see this anyway. This is not I finished this first one. I did not finish it yet because that is goes into different topic. We know what are all. Like menu behave flyout and docked, we know theme, we know high contrast now, right now. And this is something I'm going to talk about. I did not finish this yet. Okay. And language and region information and sign out. That's it. Let's enter. This is more of important for us. Very, very important to know. See, if your VM got hung for some reason and it is not responding to anything, you have to reach the Microsoft only. You don't have an option. Your SQL database is disconnecting intermittently. Sometimes it happens, very rarely, but it happens. People are saying that timeout and everything looks good, no CPU utilization, no activity, much of activity detected, but still people seeing that timeout issues are service, the database is not reachable kind of. In that case, we don't have a troubleshooting power. We don't own the infrastructure, what is there in the background. So we have to definitely reach the Microsoft for certain issues what we cannot resolve ourselves, because that control we don't have it. For many reasons, we'll reach the Microsoft. How do you raise a case to the Microsoft for any reason? So let's get into that side. Click on this help symbol. There is a question, help it is actually, and help and support. Click on this. First thing is support plans. Let's understand the support plans. Okay. Then I'll talk about what kind of tickets we raise it and how you follow it. But let's first talk about support plans. Since they took my create service account, actually they changed recently. You cannot create a, we can follow with the Microsoft support guy. Can't find your subscription. Fine. Anyway, so support plans are very, very important, guys. We have multiple support plans if you look at here. Okay. So basic, developer, standard, direct, professional, direct, and premier. When do we use each one? Basic is the one which you never get a bill for anything. Anything you raise a case, but you'll get the response at the Microsoft technician availability. There is no SLA committed to you. The maximum SLA window is 72 hours. 72 hours they can take to respond to you based on the engineer availability. You cannot question them. I raised a case and I did not get the response because you are not paying anything at all. They are not committing you an SLA to respond. That is called basic. It's an individual user. We can go with the basic. Basically, we don't want SLA. At least we wanted response within 3 days is also fine because I'm not paying anything at all. Absolutely no money at all involved. Developer. The developer, you are paying $29 per month, and you see that this thing also they did not commit any SLA, but they'll give you better response time for sure. If you are not making your portal, your cloud environment live yet, maybe see any company wanted to use a cloud as a like a source or to use a computing power, they directly does not make anything live, right? They had to first go through the development phase, like creating the services and creating the app services, looking at the connectivity and looking at the kind of performance. They do a lot of things before they make it live in the cloud. So during the developing phase, if they are under this you know subscription model, support model, it saves the money to them. Why? Because it comes with the $29 per month. Yes, cheapest one. Anyway, corporates will go with the premier only. I've never seen that people looking are compromising on the support side a little bit of money on that one. Standard is something you have to pay $100 per month, but you get some SLAs here. There are certain SLAs designed. Even in the developer also, you have 8 hours SLA. Within 8 hours, they'll give you some. At least they'll reach you out. They may not resolve you the point what you're having it, but someone will reach out what is your issue. And I mean, if you are not explaining well in the case, mostly they'll reach you, they'll try to work with you within 8 hours. That's something good. If it's standard, you're paying $100, right? You're paying almost 3 times here. That's where they gave you better SLAs here. Like if it is critical, you have to pay. This is only support. It is not something like they will bill you the number of hours the technician is spending with you. This is something to contact you the SLA. You raised a case. These are all for the SLAs only, not for the technician is giving the entire support at free of cost. No, it's not like that. Understand this point. This is something they are reaching you within the stipulated time because you subscribe this. This is only reaching for reaching purpose, not for the entire support. The support comes at number of hours that Microsoft technician works with you. If you pay as you go, they don't charge you at all. You know to worry about. If it is a corporate subscription, this will apply. Absolutely, they'll send a bill to the company at the end of the month. Okay, we have got these many requests from your infrastructure, and our technicians spend these many hours, and this is a hourly charge for our technician, and this is the overall cost for the month. That will be given in the bill only. You don't get to know that anyway. They'll track the number of hours, then their end. So this way you get the SLAs better, 1 hour and 4 hour, 8 hours. It is a critical 1 hour, and mid range you get the 4 hours, and low priority you'll get the 8 hours SLA. That's something good, right? You should. This is something good. At least someone is reaching you to work with you. And I don't recommend this one especially. Professional direct is something giving you the same SLA almost, but they'll give you better prompt response time. But you are paying $1,000. This is something you use the support, you don't use the support, still you have to pay $1,000. That's what it is. It is a default money. Every month it will be deducted from your account. I mean, it will be billed automatically. So basically, most of the companies will go into premier support model. What exactly premier support model is, I am also subscribed under the same thing by default. This is given. Premier support model is free of cost for the pay as you go workloads when I started. Now they are not giving it. You will go under basic only. So this is something. It is free for all people who are individually working, like pay as you go workloads. For corporate, it's not free anyway. But Microsoft encouraged to have the premier support model or to all pay as you go workloads at free of cost. That's something the good commitment Microsoft has given. But if it is a corporate, you don't pay anything. Good enough. You will pay when you contact the Microsoft. That's it. And you get the 15 minutes SLA. If it is critical for your environment, you get the 15-minute SLA. Means you raise a case instantly, in within 15 minutes someone will reach you, someone you will engage with you to resolve your issue, because that is a customer impacting, like issue. Because you raise a case with a high critical, when something is impacted, someone has to jump in from the Microsoft and help you out within 15 minutes. But that is something to response time, not for the entire technician time. Entire technician time bill will be different. Keep in mind, that is very important point. So under premium support model, you get the better SLAs, I mean better response time. And that is a response time because you are premier customer, as simple as it is. And you will pay according to the number of hours the technician is spending with you, right? Rapid response, this is called, okay, it is written anyway, rapid response, you'll get it because you are premier customer to the Microsoft. You subscribe under yourself, basically, right? In this way, based on the support that you have, the SLA also depends. How quickly they are responding to your case, what you have raised, will depend. You have to go and check if you have if you are working in Azure already, some people in the class, go and check your support plan. Mostly, you will be under Premier only. Mostly, 99%, all corporates will subscribe under the premier support model generally. As far as I know, I never seen people subscribing other things anyway. Corporate don't mind actually the support cost what they pay, because they need to get the instant response. Need to, if something is impacted, they'll have to respond. If not, they lose the business. That should not happen, right? Right, you raised a case good enough and you wanted to track it. How do I track it and where do I track it? All support cases, whatever the cases you raised, you can find all of them here for yourself. So who created it and what is the idea of that, and title and subscription, for which subscription you created, resource type, what resource, on what resource you have the issues, kind of it, on what date last updated, and it is in progress, assigned, not assigned, or closed, something status of the case what you have raised. This will be there. Let's create a support case. Let's simulate a case. I'm not going to submit, but I'm going to tell you all the steps. Just try to understand. So create a support case. This is very, very important. Okay. Click on create a support case. We always raise the case under technical category. As a technical guy, we don't get into billing side. We don't get into quotas, subscription limits, and we never ask Microsoft and increase me this. This already exhausted, increase this kind of. This is a sales people team. The company will people will take care of that. Our always we are engineers. We don't care about subscription management or service or subscription limits and billing. We only work towards technical. Like something is down, something is interrupted, something is happened with something which is not expected. So whenever you are actually clueless about the entire solution, go to the Microsoft and raise a case and get the resolution for that. Fine. Technical category, and if you have multiple subscriptions, select the subscription where the service is under basically, and my all services, and go to here. What is the problem with what? Example, my virtual machine. Virtual machine running Windows. Okay. I'll write VM server is not responding to any action. Something I'll write. Okay. Then problem type. What is the problem? Basically, what you are not able to do it. Cannot connect to the VM. Cannot connect to here. Resolve the errors when starting the and stopping the VM. So cannot connect to my VM because it hung. I'm not able to do anything basically. So click on that, and then subcategory. So I see I'm trying to stop and start the VM. It is unresponsive to stop and start. Right, hit next. So these kind of issues have been raised by many people to the Microsoft already. So if I click next, they'll take me to the number of actually links where I can actually troubleshoot the issue. If I click on this, what are the possible reasons you cannot connect to the VM? Basically, troubleshoot deployment issues and all that. So if you go to here, classic, learn, understand more about service health. So they have taken troubleshoot allocation failure. If you click on this, they will talk about a lot of troubleshooting here. Resize the VM, workaround and cause, restart, partially stopped and deallocate. It is not responding. What is the possible reason? And the workarounds. They have written a lot of documentation, but if it is not helping you out anyway, let's just progress. They're telling that there are certain recommendations to this issue because these issues are raised by many people and there are solutions posted on the website. Do you want it to follow? That is what it is, recommended solution. You don't like to go, or you don't have time to see, or you gone through but this is not resolve your issue. Case could be anything. You go to the next and then give all the details. You can write that I got requirement to restart the machine and then my VM got hung after right after that. I'm not able to start and stop the VM. It's stuck in like unresponsive mode. My customer is impacted. Please take care of this issue as soon as possible so that we don't get further escalations from the customer. Something you have to write. What is actually the issue? What is the impact that you have right now? You have to write entire issue here. That's something good. The more information, the better quickly they can respond. The lesser the information, they'll run the back and forth like information exchange. That will delay your solution, right? That should not happen. Uh, has this operation worked previously for this VM? Like, did you get this kind of thing? No. And description again. See here, what is your error you received? Okay, error you posted here. Description you have to write here. What is the problem here? And when did this happen? Because they will look at the logs, they will have every log of your machine. So you have to just give the date and time. If not, just rough, at least rough date, at least you have to give it. And upload the screenshot. Always upload the error screenshot. Error screenshot will really help the Microsoft, especially. The better the information give it, the better quickly they can respond with a solution. So the lesser the information, long time they'll take it because they have to gather the information first and give the solution. Just a minute, guys. Sorry. So description must be more precise. Someone have a question?
Yeah, Ravindra Raghu here.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
have some kind of doubt here. So when we have any issue here, like, support kind of like a request, like, VMs are not working properly or down, something like that. So as a
Hmm.
SQL Azure DBA, so you directly contact the Microsoft support, or else, in some organizations you have a support cloud team, right? Cloud admin team, like, they
They
manage,
will,
they take care of. So
Right.
like what is the way, like best way, like directly go for the Microsoft, or you go with the cloud team, reaching out the issue here? Like what is the
Right.
best approach you would like to say?
Good question, actually. See, if it is a SQL VM, we are reaching the Microsoft straight away because we restart, we do the disk expansions and everything. Only they do the Windows team will do the patching on the VMs. That's it. Other than that, they don't do anything on the our SQL VMs. We will do everything except that patching, Windows patch. Will coordinate with them. But if SQL server is hunged, so who will do that? Only the SQL DB will do. Even in the VM also, we are following in our environment. We don't have infrastructure help. We don't want actually because we are
Mhm.
working last 7 years for the same project. We got the full privileges. We know end to end what's going on with the environment, what servers deployed where, what products, what criticality, what VMs are critical, what VMs are not. We got to know everything. So we got
Okay.
the full control on the infrastructure. It took a lot of time anyway, but if you talk about structured way, this should be done by a Windows team. This should be done by a Windows team. Why the VM got hung, they'll raise it. But
Mhm.
raising the case is important for us. Why? Because your database also can hang. It is possible. If it is hung, it is not responding, and it is intermittent. That kind of issues you cannot troubleshoot. You don't have controls with you. You definitely have to reach the Microsoft. Then you have to raise the case. Anyway, we will raise the case. Whatever the profile, whatever the services you are handling, at least you have to raise the case for the services. Other people won't raise. Cloud team means
Okay.
here, again, cloud team means not all the cases you will have a separate cloud team all the time. I'm a, like I'm working on-prem also and cloud also. Both I'm working. I'm a lead on that one. So we don't have separate cloud team in our environment. Everybody will work on the cloud. Everybody will work on the on-prem also. That is something we have basically since the beginning. So it all matters how the company is operating. Separately, they wanted to keep entirely a cloud team or both the things. So separate is something is they wanted to dedicate that because the environment is big. It is not all the case that you work only on the cloud because you know the existing skills also, right? If you are a cloud SQL DB means you are also on-prem DBA. That is expectation.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
It all matters. Case to case, actually, every client is different in the market. Actually, everywhere the process are different. If you know both the sides, you can act accordingly. That's it. I would say, like infrastructure, you know the product, that will help you a lot. Anyway. Right. So upload the see here. The better the description, the quicker the response. That's what the Microsoft is always saying it. Okay. So support plan, how quickly you wanted to get reached? You wanted to get reached by phone or email, what you wanted, and what is your impact? Critical. So critical, give it phone. You wanted immediate, someone has to connect with you or call you. And you can easily explain at least oral, like this is the impact right now. Please, we are spinning off a bridge, join there, and we need a suggestion from you to resolve this, to not to get further escalations. We can tell that orally the severity of it, right? So you give all of these details, hit next, and I'm not going to submit this, but I'm going to just tell you this, right? Diagnostic no, and then hit next and create a case. It will get submitted with a Microsoft. Once it is submitted, then you will go back to all support cases and you'll trace that request, whatever you raised it here, basically. Okay. Everybody clear how do we raise a case? It is simple. You just have to raise the category. The right category is very important. And whatever the issue you are getting with what service, you know that because you're working on it, right? So you have to select the right choice. Like SQL database is giving the issue, intermittent SQL managed instance is giving the issue, SQL server in a Windows VM is giving the issue. What is giving the issue? You have to select the right thing. That's where that's where you get the quick solution, guys. You have to be very careful on that one. Anyway, you know that you'll get to know. You are raising a case on about what you should. If you don't know, then raising a case is meaningless, of course, right? That is about the technical case. Any question here? Anyone want to ask? Fine. So let's move with the next one thing, guys. If at all, this is a very, very important for all of you. Listen careful on this one. If you create a service for some reason and you forgot to destroy because you created and because you don't know the impact of it. You created a service and it left behind and then you got the bill at the end of the month, which is a very huge. Maybe for US guys, it is a $200, $300 bill because you created a big service you forgot to destroy. You can claim it once. For everyone, Microsoft will give a choice to claim one cycle bill, entire bill for every individual. You have to take it once. You cannot go to them again and again. I forgot again, give me the money. No, it won't happen. At least once everyone can claim the bill, whatever they feel wanted to claim, at least one cycle. So how do I claim it? So all of my students, a lot of students are claimed before already. So I suggested this, it worked everyone. But anyway, don't do it twice. So I'll tell you the tricks. You have to follow that. But if you forgot to do that and you got a bill, you can claim entire cycle bill at least once per user. So good enough. Good to know this, right? So right the here I'm a new learner and exploring Azure services. Forgot to something, write down. Forgot to destroy the resources. They don't ask any questions. They'll straight away give the money. Forgot to destroy the services and got huge bill, which I cannot afford as an individual. Keep that as subject line. Something they'll look at this. When they look at it straight away, they'll give it to you. Okay. Next, you can go to any of the category. Uh, Unexpected charges. This one. Go to here, and then I'm still getting the charges. Or help me understand my free trial and all that. Or else understand my anything you can go with. Good enough. But only thing is you have to explain the description. Description is very important for us to understand. Right, disagreement, billing API, which is fine. Refund request, go to the refund also, which is fine. The description is mandatory. You have to write entire thing. Like the description, one description is very important. So whatever the description you write here, I'm a new learner to Azure Cloud. I'm trying to explore the services, and as I'm a beginner, I forgot to destroy the resources, and I got this much of particular bill which I cannot afford to pay as an individual learner. Can you please refund? These statements are enough. You get entire bill reimbursed without asking any questions, at least once per user. But better don't do the same thing again and again. They don't entertain because they'll look at the history also. They know, they have the details of yours, right? You already raised a case, they refunded you, coming with the same thing. They might entertain second time also if you are genuinely raising a lot of details in it, right? Like I got this requirement and then I was playing with it. I got a huge bill. Second time also I have done once, basically. Second time also I got the reimbursement. But nowadays how they are treating, I don't know. But one time it is absolutely possible you can get your entire cycle bill reimbursed. Like don't go for $10, don't go for 400, 500 rupees. When it is bigger the value, then claim it. At any point of time you can claim it once. One cycle is possible to claim. Use it accordingly. Okay, don't use for the smaller bill. Why? Because other, when you get a huge bill you cannot claim it anymore. So better to use
Uh,
it when you get.
excuse me,
Go ahead.
Ravinder, from the portal, do we know somewhere we know what is our current outstanding rather than
Yeah.
waiting for the bill?
Current outstanding every hour you get to know. You click on the subscription, it will update every 1 hour or whatever you are using it. I'm coming to that point at the end.
Okay, okay,
This point I'll come to it. So I'll do a lot of things every month. My bill is for this month is 627 rupees. I not only
okay.
the class, I personally explore a lot of services. Personally, why? Because anything that I do in my environment, first I actually explore it personally and I see the output of that. Then I'll do in the production. So not only the classes, though I use entire month also, my bill is 627 rupees because I do follow my tricks and I'll tell you all of that. You have to follow it. Every 1 hour, this bill will get updated. You can watch your bill, how much you got every 1 hour. Okay.
Okay, suppose another thing, we didn't use anything, just we created and we didn't use any service. We just browse what are the things in the portal. So do we charge even for that as
No,
well?
no. You create something, you consume something. If you consume something, you get the bill. If you don't create anything, you don't get the bill, as simple as it is. Never.
For viewing the portal, they will not, and we
No,
stay
no,
for maybe 2-3 months, they'll not charge.
no, 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 no. See, they're not
Okay.
a blunder people. Actually, they are actually, you're consuming their resources. You're consuming CPU, you're consuming memory, you're consuming disk, you're consuming some service which is cost effective. Then they'll get the charge. If you're not just creating anything, your bill will always zero. You can verify every day. You come here and verify every day here. You get to know what you are getting charged for. What I got this bill. I can go and even look at it, what is actually got I bill. I can actually drill down by resource, drill down by database also. Everything is possible to see. Okay, we'll go in that direction, don't worry.
Okay.
We are in the beginning itself. I'll tell you all of that. Right, where are we? We were talking about this tab, right? So anybody have any question on the help side and raising support case side? Please let me know. This is over. This is something useful for you, especially claiming the bill one cycle. Okay, go under billing category, refund request, write the description properly. That is one thing you have to know. In a worst case that you created a big services and you forgot, there you can go for the claim. That's something good. What next? So ask Azure community. You have a question and you don't want to reach the Microsoft. There are a lot of people who really help you about whatever the things you wanted. Ask a question here. The experts will come and answer your question, but you don't expect that in next minute I need the answer. No, there will be someone who will from the community, the people who really have the helping nature, they'll come and give you the certain solution. Again, if that solution is helped you, you mark that answer as the answered. Microsoft will pay to them. Do you see that credit points? Come on, just a minute, I'll show this. I don't have my questions, but anyway, uh, if I write a answer to any of the question in the community, Microsoft will give me some points. Actually, the points are money actually to me. I can use all the points to consume the resources for my subscription. So Microsoft is paying with the people who are really helping the community. Actually, they are not actually. You raise a question, someone is answering, and that answer is satisfied your solution. Actually, you got the solution from that answer. Then you mark it as answer. Then they'll pay to that guy who is did that solution to you. They'll pay in terms of money. They can claim as money also. That credits what the Microsoft is giving it. Some people get lakhs of dollars basically in a month by giving only the answers in the community. It is possible thousands of dollars they are getting it because Microsoft is paying because they no need to contact the support and they are getting the answer from some third party people. The third party people also putting their effort, right? People are earning from this direction also by giving the solutions to the people. They get the credits basically. When they get the credits, actually, let me show some blogs. Any blog, anything. Don't go to Microsoft. Microsoft, okay, troubleshoot the common. You see somewhere things are answered, right? Anywhere someone is tagged as that a question as answered. GitHub, they updated it anyway. It's a third party website. You have seen, right? Some issues like make that as an answered kind of thing. Better example. Something, let's see. They have a community, they run it. These are all third party sites anyway. Come on, this I see it very frequently. But anyway, you would have seen, right? You guys have seen that answered and credit points at the bottom. Did you guys observe that? Yes or no? Oh, come on. No one is sounding, which means you are not seeing that. Well, I can go from here only. Ask community. Okay, question and answers, right? Here you have the question and answers about Azure. Where is this database? Whatever it is, just going with it. Oats, customers and users. These are all, this is taking me to my account. It seems that's why it is not showing. If I go to anything, let's see if anything is really. Right. This is something. One answer, but this has to be answered kind of. They had to two people following this question and answers. DB import error. Anyway, I'll look at it, guys. I'll show you that. No need to worry. These many points added for this guy. It will even show that who answered is a reliable guy or not. We can see with the credit points also we can verify him. Okay, that guy is really doing good or not. Who is giving the answer? Come on, I wanted to show quickly, but right, you see this one? This guy got 79.6K by answering it. This guy got this much. And you see this one? This is the money they are paying to the community people. They are not Microsoft people. They're outside people. Even Microsoft also, they are doing it freelancing kind of. They're giving the answer to the people who are really just posting any question. You are the first person giving the answer, and the person who raised the question answered, made that question, the solution what you given is an answer. Then you get the credit from Microsoft automatically. See, this guy actually got 154K dollars. These are all dollars what they mentioned. So far it is in his career, this many dollars he got by answering the questions itself. So this is something is a community is useful. See, ask anyone and they will come and answer. That is up to your interest. Maybe in the feature requirement you are getting some requirement, you cannot go to Microsoft for that, right? So go to the community, raise a question, get the solution. They'll give you like proper approach. Then only you make that as an answered. You are whatever you are making as an answered, that is money for them. So they try to write as in detail as possible so that you will mark their response as an answered. So you go and raise a case, it's a people headache that to make you impress you with their answer. Why? Because Microsoft is paying that, and you are the judge in that direction. Like you like the answer, you got the solution out of it, you'll make it marked as an answer, then they'll get the money. So people who answer, really they'll give you the better way of explanation. If you don't like, don't answer it, someone else will do it. As long as your question is not answered, people keep posting the answers because they might get answer kind of. So in that case they'll get the money. So that way it is. You getting the point? Yes or no? This is very important, guys. Whatever I'm saying, these are all helpful for you run your work profile. If you have question, please ask. Don't keep it to yourself. Explore documentation. So portal has a lot of things if you explore. So these are all document. If you go to database related documentation, if you go to Azure MySQL, Redis, and Azure SQL database, SSM, migration service, Azure managed instance, you have a lot of documentation, but it's a very vast actually. You cannot follow in a day. It takes months basically. Day documentation is too much, I can say, very too much. You cannot follow in a day or in a month. It takes quite a long time to follow because it is not straightforward. You have to go through a lot of things to understand any service they are giving it. Big blocks they write it. So they have given information anyway, and the portal self-learning kind of, but that is something will take you to a lot of journey. I mean to understand it. Okay, this is about explore documentation of about any service that you wanted, right? And visit quick start center. This we don't do it anyway. We don't need it. This I guess. Create a web app, deploy. This is kind of a quick services to see it, nothing else. And this is important if you wanted to explore what Microsoft is doing every day. And if I look at this one, Azure update. So recently Microsoft released this. So if you look at this, August 31st, okay, month ago almost, or 20 days ago, they released something new. Azure backup, offline backup with the Azure data box. This was released on August 31st. August 17, Azure blob. So these are all new services they recently released. You can see that Azure updates, what's new, and go to here. If it is out of your interest, what's new, what are the new things just recently introduced in the Azure cloud? You can go and check it is out of interest. Azure blocks. So people are writing the blogs. They actually tag some blogs. If you wanted to go and check that blog, it will take you to the blog automatically. So join us behind the scenes at Azure thanks to well architected something. There is a discussion is going on. You wanted to join the discussion, go and join. That's it. Videos. There are a lot of YouTube videos are posted on the Azure portal itself, and you can watch from the here itself. They're tagged automatically. What are the SQL related videos we have? There are only two: how to create Azure SQL database, how to create Azure SQL database, right? So these are all only two videos they have it. So something, if it is helpful, go and watch from here itself. I can play the video from here itself. See, it is loading and displaying. So this way you can explore all of these guys. These are all important thing for understanding and knowing it. Whether you use it or not, according to the need, you might use it. It is required to see that, right? Any questions on this one? I'll move to the next. If not, we are done with the help side. I mean, how to raise a case, and how you ask question to the community, right? And if you wanted to know the Azure, what Azure is doing really, uh, if you wanted to know more in detail, further more in detail, resolve billing somewhere, work with an expert partner, find freelancing. Somewhere you get more in detail about, okay, this one. What's new in the portal? This is where you are landing it, like what I'm talking about, right? And if you wanted to really know what updates Microsoft is further doing it, even they it is not in production, but what Microsoft is developing at the moment, what they're developing at the moment, you can just select the development. In development, they're developing something. You can see all of their development. Azure module support in Azure automation is coming soon. They're developing. It's in development. In development, availability zone support for Azure automation is coming soon. These are all under development phase. Okay, what and all in preview? What exactly preview? Preview means a service is already built and tested and given it to the market in the portal as a preview service. Let's come to here. Search preview service. Preview. Any service you see preview in the bracket, just beside the service, that is not fully live yet. It is well tested by the Microsoft, and everything is done from their end. They are giving as a available service to the market. Then they'll give it that service at free of cost to explore the people, and they'll take the feedback. And if they don't receive any complaints or the people are not complaining, people are using it, they'll track everything. How many people are using the service? And anybody is coming with any complaint? No. Then that means that people are happy. Then make it live and start the billing for that service. At least they'll keep every service 3 months in preview. If you are creating a preview service, you don't get the bill. That's what Microsoft is saying. So preview means it's not a fully committed service yet. You might see some issues also. They'll take that commitment from you. When you're creating it, it is in preview service. If you see any issues, you have to report it kind of. You cannot go to legal court and then I got this service from Microsoft and it is not working as expected. It has some bugs kind of. You cannot. They'll take that consent from you that this is a preview service. It can misbehave. You have to report it to the Microsoft. That is why they're not charging you in that direction. So any service they release into the market that comes as a preview service, and the preview service will be monitored very closely by the respective development team and take the feedback and then redevelop it if required. If there is no complaints from the market for next, they keep receiving the complaint, they keep developing it, they make the compatible to the market, so everything is fine. They'll remove the preview from that service. Then you'll have to pay the 100% bill of that service. You guys getting it? What exactly preview now? Yes or no? Hmm. You guys silent actually. Anyway, the preview means is that if you wanted to see that preview, these are all services at the moment are preview. They are in the portal, but they are not getting built at the moment. Everything is done absolutely good. Then now available in the portal right now. Recently released September 17, they released something. 3 new regions are now generally available. Oh God, they have 3 more regions. Wonderful. They had 49 regions, 56 regions before. Now it will become 59. It's too good actually. Okay, anyway, this way you can explore, guys. It's up to your personal choice. Anyway, I'm just giving you a lot of information. In the portal itself, you have it. So this will help you in your career if you're a cloud DBA. All these help basically. Right, next. You see this one? You want to write some feedback about anything? Every day, every 1 hour, you can write your feedback if you wanted. So this is something very important for the Microsoft. Like you worked on some service. The service is really you felt very good because you struggled on the on-prem to do that to work on that service. Now these things are automated. I'm really happy with the service are released by the cloud, and the cloud is looks like made my job easy. I'm very much satisfied with the services given. You can write anything. If you feel like good, you write good. If you feel like bad something, you can write bad. Every single feedback is monitored by the Microsoft. Feedback only helping them to progress. See, sometimes nobody will get an idea. If they see the feedback, they'll get a new idea to develop something because people are asking for it. So we have a lot of bugs in the Azure portal, lot of bugs, serious bugs. I'm going to tell you that. What are the bugs we have it? Why we need to be careful in that direction? Okay, there are certain bugs on the SQL side also, very huge bugs. They did not even rectified. We highlighted those points to the Microsoft already in our calls, but I don't know why, what reason they did not work on that. We have certain bugs which are absolutely not acceptable, still around. We're going to see that. I mean, I'm going to explain that anyway, right? So that's all about this side, guys. Anybody have question on the search, quick search, and you should know, right? There is something. Send a feedback. So we love to hear from you, kind of. See, whenever I clicked on that one, I got this message. So anyway, this is something I'm going to talk about. I did not finish yet, but you need to know about all these guys now. This is very, very important information what I'm giving here. So this is all about top taskbar, what you see here. Let's come to the left side. There is a create service. If you wanted to create, the services are segregated categories. If you look at the category, compute, all VMs, different types of VMs you can find. And database, if you look at database, all technology database you find here. They segregated the services according to the category, basically. Database related services here, DevOps related services here, and migration related services here, networking related services, security, storage related here. So we don't use this anyway. I don't use personally, but anyway, if you told you wanted, come to here. Even you can search also. SQL, I'm searching it. Example, SQL related services, it will pop up. These are all SQL related services. Okay. So I don't use this much anyway. It is equivalent to the search anyway. It is almost similar thing. You can reach the service by going to quick create and then search for it and find it and then work on it. That's it. It will take you to create that service anyway. Okay. But I don't use this. I use this all services. Let me finish this and then come back to these two. Then if you know these things, you are ready to work in the Azure cloud. That's it. Absolutely. So now guys, let's come to the dashboard or else all services first. This favorites, what you see in these are all services I built myself. They don't come by default. Okay. They won't come by default. You have to add up yourself those services in your favorite list. Why? Because you don't want to search everything every day. You don't want, right? You wanted to make some services readily available. I'm working as SQL Server every day. I have to keep in my favorites so that I can click on this and start working on the SQL servers. I need to keep the SQL managed instance, SQL databases, and VMs, storage accounts. These are all very important for SQL DB profile. So we have to make them ready to use it. How do I do that? Click on the all services and search for it. So example, SQL, I'm typing. These are all comes with a SQL keyword. These are all matching with a SQL keyword. Absolutely. Okay. So you see this one SQL here and SQL here is something SQL related. These are all services. If I look at this, this is not in my favorite. How do I say? There is a star. It is empty star. If it is empty star, it is not there in your favorites. As simple as it is. If I go to SQL Elastic Pools, it's a blue filled star. It is there in my favorites. Example, I wanted to remove this SQL Server service from my list. So SQL Server, where it is. If you don't find in the huge list, you can even search for here. You have it, but here I want to type some more to find that more quickly. So SQL Server here. It is there in my favorites. You see this star? If I wanted to remove this, place the cursor over here and go to here, just click on the star. When I click on this, this will be gone. Just observe it. See, it is gone. Why? Because I removed it. I I wanted to add it back, so I don't have SQL service at the bottom. So I wanted to add it back because I'm a SQL DB. I work every day on the SQL services. Just click on the star. It will get added at the bottom of it like this into your favorites. Then you have to rearrange. You have to rearrange to the top because every day you work on that, right? So you don't want to go to at the bottom and search for it every day. Even in your favorites also, if you build two big favorites, you have to search for the service again inside your favorites also. That's why whatever service you use it every day, just bring it up and keep in the list ready so that you can quickly work on it, kind of, right? You guys following it, what I'm trying to say? See, these favorites services won't come by default. You see the favorites, the star symbol, these are all arranged by me as I needed. Okay, if I wanted any service to be in my favorites, I had to go to here, I had to search for it. So storage related, I wanted something storage account. You look at this, it is there in my favorites. By looking at itself, I'm saying it. How do I say it is there in my favorites? How do I say? Because the
It is
star is
shown.
saying that. Yeah, the blue filled star is saying that. If I go to this one, is it there in my favorites? No.
No,
So how do I say that? This star is saying that. So sometimes you search for the service, you add it into your favorite, but still you don't find it. So in that case, go to here and verify it. Okay, is there in my favorites or not? If it is not there, add it and then rearrange according to your need. Okay, so that way you build your favorite services readily available for you. You don't need to search. You don't want to search every day, right? No one want to. Every day, same thing they wanted to search, kind of. So that's why the favorite option is given. Whatever you work every day, you just come to all services here. From here only you can add it. Come to all services, add all of the services that you need it, and then work on it. So where do you come? This quick search and quick create, you don't need it because everything is in your favorites. If I wanted to go to here, SQL Server, create the new SQL Server, or else manage the existing SQL Server that you have it already. So because you are able to reach the service what you wanted to instantly, right? So that way this favorites will help you out, guys. The favorites will help you to create your own list of services that you work every day basis. Okay, so that way you don't search every day, you don't need to. If you getting a new service to work, just go to all services again and then search for it, add it into your favorites. So next day onwards again you don't need to search anymore. So that way I prepare my all services. I don't go for the quick search or I don't for the quick create. I don't go because all my services are in my list itself. So that way, that is the reason I said like I don't use this. I don't use this one also because I have services already with me, what I'm working on. If I don't have it, I'll go to all my services, add it, and then make it available for me. I don't need to search again and again. That way, you have to build your favorites and working on it. Let's finish these two. Then with that, you know what is a portal now with those two options, right? Let's finish that. Home page. This home page is something static. You click on the SQL server, SQL database. This is something popular services which will be shown, all some popular services, right? If I click on create resource, it will take you quick create again. Okay. And then if I click on the SQL server, it will take me to here. So it is giving you popular service on your dashboard, I mean on your home page. This is something you don't want because you already have, favorites. What are the services you're looking at? Dashboard makes more sense for us. Dashboard will help you to monitor the entire infrastructure also. If you build a meaningful dashboard, how do we build a meaningful dashboard? That comes when we create the services further anyway. But now I wanted to create my own dashboard. Let me delete if I have some extra dashboards. I don't want. You have to keep at least one dashboard. You cannot delete every dashboard that you have it. This is the last dashboard I have it. If you look at only one dashboard, I cannot delete the last dashboard. Not possible. You cannot delete the last dashboard. It's clearly mentioned. And this one, resource not found. I built this service to monitor I was talking about performance tuning in the SQL Server. You can see that how many blocked by how many people are trying to connect to SQL Server, but they got blocked. How much of disk space is actually created on the database. So one database is very hot, and that is creating a lot of issues. I wanted to monitor on my dashboard. Every day login, I have to see the statistics. I don't need to go to database. The dashboard will load all the statistics by looking at that. What was there before? What is there today? What are the big changes I could see? So that way we can monitor any database that you wanted. This is I destroyed, so that is why it is resource not found. If I wanted to delete this, I'll go to edit. I wanted to remove this, I remove this one. I remove from the dashboard and then save it. It will be gone. Anyway, how do we build your own dashboard? You can create any number of dashboards as you need it. Why we need to create a dashboard? To make things simpler for us ourselves. So how do we use it? For now, I'm not going to discuss everything about the dashboard because we want to talk about that in the future also. For now, how do you create a custom dashboard if you wanted multiple dashboards? Come to here, you have one dashboard as of now. I wanted to create a new dashboard. Click on the plus symbol here and then blank dashboard. It will open up like this. So I work for three time zones. Three time zones. One customer services are in three time zones. We have it, right? So each time zone is different. We have to add up, right? So just first, what you have to do, clock. Where is the service? Resource type. Clock is here. Sorry. Here I have the clock. So I wanted to keep it three clocks. I don't want to convert every time, every day work, right? So go to edit here. Just a minute. What just happened? This is okay. One by one like this, but first we have to do the edit. What happened to this? Done customizing. It should open that. What the heck happened to this? Let me see. Save it. I can come to here, edit. There also we can edit. Why not? Right. So Pacific US Canada, you wanted to. One is a Pacific Canada. One is a Eastern Canada, right? And CST Central, CST, something like this. So three different time zones we are working with different people. Okay. So it is not applied. I mean, you have to keep the clock. Okay, done. So see, we cannot remember every time zone that we are working. So I look at these timers and then start working on that. So which stands, basically, if you have to convert the time zones all the time, right? We cannot remember all the time zones. So whatever the time zones you are working for the clients, keep it on the dashboard. I'll always keep it this as an habit, so that because whatever the clients I'm supporting, their time zones also I need to know, their downtime also I need to know. So every time I don't need to go to Google and convert the clock and then work on it. So I have the clocks on my dashboard itself. CST, PST, and IST kind of. It is not IST, something client time. Your IST you can see in your at the bottom of your laptop itself. Change it to according to the need and work on it, guys. I mean, you have to build your own clocks here. I always do this. Along with it, we are going to build a lot of services. On top of the services, how do we add a service to monitor from the dashboard? That comes in the future. We always keep it in a dashboard, so that dashboard will help us to monitor certain things along with the time. I always keep it myself, the clocks. And you wanted to keep it as small, this make it small to get the more space on the dashboard. You can keep it like this. You can edit it, and you can even uh, drag it and keep it one by one to save the time. So central, specific, I can see all of that because more space is saved here, right? So if you wanted to, if you have a very big service resource group, it looks very big like this, right? I wanted to make it very small like this. I can just join two boxes here and then save it. So this way you have to save your dashboard space for joining more services to the dashboard. We will talk about that. This is not finished yet because I did not create the services to show you better dashboards. Anyway, we're going to do that when we start the product. The dashboards are very useful for us. So this is what here I was saying about. Uh, you log in your dashboard only all the time, not into the home page, because we build our own custom configurations on our dashboard. When you log in, you enter into dashboard to see something all the time. If you wanted to go to home page afterwards, you can go, but we don't have anything to depend on this one. But dashboard, we have a dependency because we are creating our own custom services to monitor from the dashboard. That will help you out, right? So any questions? With this, you are familiar to work with Azure portal. If you know all these options, you are absolutely are okay to work with any profile. Any profile, you need to browse these services the same what I discussed. You have to build your own favorites for whatever profile you're working. Based on that, your services you will add into your favorites. And these are all common. These are all common. That's it. If you know this, you are okay to work in the Azure portal. Work on what again is something we're going to work anyway, but you are okay to open up a dashboard, I'll open up a portal and look at what you have around kind of. I did not talk about anything technical. Tomorrow we will start the technical, purely technical discussions will go in a technical direction, nothing theoretical. Theory anyway, few things we need to know before we deploy a VM. We need to know many things basically. We don't build a VM blindly. If you do so, you never get the performance what you are expecting. So the reason behind, I'm going to explain all of that. We'll see that, guys. Many things we need to consider before we build a VM or anything. You need to get all of that details anyway. With this, we are concluding today's session. So any questions from anyone before I stop the video? Just stay back after it. I mean, I'll stop and I'll talk few things. Anyone want to ask any technical question? Let me know. General discussion will do that. I mean, based whatever the discussion we have done, out of it, if you want to ask something, let me know.